Hello all, welcome to the DevOps Summit Canada. So welcome to my session, Web 3.0, Security and Privacy Implications. I am Radha Sandurkushtiki from SAP. So basically, who am I? I am a security enthusiast and working as an enterprise security architect at SAP and having a 14 plus years of security experience in penetration testing, secure STL, cloud security, audits and compliance. And majority of my role currently is now to engage with the customers, do the contract negotiations, explain the concepts of security to the customer from SAP perspective and so on so forth. So I have delivered various talks in security colleges, organizations, and as well I'm part of non-profit organizations. I'm a profit organization where I deliver sessions to the college students, where get them on par with the industry knowledge, so that they can pick up the security roles in the organization. So that's all about me. So basically, this presentation is part of DevOps Summit 22 Canada, and whatever the views and thoughts or opinions expressed in the presentations are my own views, not from an employer or any organization. And this is mainly meant for information and education purpose. Okay. All right. So what am I going to talk today? So what is the history of internet? When we are talking about the Web 3.0, you should understand what was there in the past and how did we evolve to this level. And what are the defining features of Web 3.0, basically, what is the business impact? Why are we getting into the 3.0? What are the security benefits that we get out of the platform? Then when you also get some security benefits, there are also some security challenges across where we have to concentrate more on when we are looking into the security into the Web 3.0. Then finally, wrap up. Okay, so what is the history of internet? How did we evolve from one phase to the phase? There are three cycles of web versions, that is Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0. So in Web 1.0, it's basically basic HTML content, emails, mostly kind of read-only content where you develop the application on a PHP and then you get to read the content which is posted on the internet or any creator of that particular page. Yeah. So you're not allowed to interact with anybody or anything. So this is very restricted internet, I would say, probably developed in 1960s and so on and so forth. Okay. And eventually the web evolved, and then it transformed into Web 2.0, which is more of an information and interactive. So you can create your own content, post your own content, interact with people via different social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, Twitters, and so on and so forth, where you can create your own content using different apps and then post it on the internet. So these are basically Web 2.0, and there are a lot of business applications based on Web 2.0 versions. And then slowly now we are getting into the Web 3.0 version, which is mostly decentralized, private, and secure version of internet, I would say. So when I'm going to talk about more about the decentralization, how we are going to do it, and what are the security benefits of so and so. So basically, we evolved from Web 1.0 to 3.0, and more on this is now going to be a kind of a boom in the market, where you can experience a lot of applications, a lot of devices connected each other, talking to each other, and internet becomes more often important in where, particularly when we are talking about the decentralized network availability and all those stuff. And you should have a very good bandwidth of internet, basically 4G, I know 5G stuff, probably 6G coming up. So this is something we are looking forward from in the history of internet. Yeah. So what are the defining features of Web 3.0? So as I said that it is more of a decentralization, connectivity, yeah, then seamless integrations, 3D graphics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, trustless and permissions network. So when we talk about the decentralization, you put your data onto the different servers using a blockchain technology. So that if, for example, what happens in your applications like Facebook or Google or Instagram, your data is only collected within that particular web servers. Whereas in the decentralization, when you put everything on a blockchain, these are put in a different blockchains, and then your data is not in one particular place, but you have your data replicated in many other places. That's more of a decentralization, and you can control your data. And connectivity, as I said, that connectivity becomes more important as when we are talking about Web 3.0. All the it's not only applications, or it's not only your mobile phone connected to internet. It's more on the device to device connection. The device to device sends the signals, and then your seamless network should be up and ready. So the connectivity becomes more important. And semantic web is something that it uses your artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, and also your browser related functionalities, using the cookies, and then it will suggest your next, what will be your next course of action when you're browsing something. So that is something called a semantic web. Then trustless and permissionless, it's something it's from the security aspect that nobody you can no, you don't need to have somebody in the as a third party to establish a trust between them. So it becomes more or less that you trust the other party, and using different codes and contracts. We call it a smart contract, and then probably you do the business with them. So having all this artificial intelligence and machine learning becomes core part of the Web 3.0, and 3D graphics is something which is basically used in Web 3.0. So having understood what are the features or defining features of 3.0, so which is not there, or probably we would have seen some of the features like blockchain technology in Web 2.0 as well, but in Web 3.0 that becomes more an important element, or important important pillar of Web 3.0. I would say artificial intelligence and machine learning and blockchain technology are the three pillars that are very much required for Web 3.0. So coming to we understand what is Web 3.0, what are its key components and stuff. So we also have to understand what is the impact on business, because that's where everybody is interested, and that's where we are looking into from an organization perspective, that everybody wants to move into the 3.0. The reason being is when you know about your when you have a technology like your artificial intelligence and machine learning, it helps the business in business making decision process easier. That's one of the important aspects that everybody is looking into. And it helps the customers or the end users who is using this particular Web 3.0, helps in more of a personalization and user centric topic. So you can have your entire stuff more personalized how you want to use this, and I know it, and hence eventually gives more of a customer experience, rather than just throwing your application which is same for all and does not help for my interest, or for for customers interest. That's not something somebody is looking at. It's more of a personalization and user centric to gain more of a customer experience here. Okay, then definitely it offers a high security, because blockchain technology has an inbuilt cryptographic features and also encryption mechanisms within it to come up with the high security in the applications. Yeah. and interoperability, because that's something everybody is looking at. And smart contracts is what I talked about, that you don't need to have, I mean, the smart contracts is something that you trust each other when you're doing a business on the platform. And then some codes would be executed. You make a contract with the business, and that's, and it would be easier way to do the business rather than having entire contract process, dealing with the entire contract process. Yeah. Then coming to what is Web 3.0 benefits, I would say Web 3.0 benefits is more on your kind of a data ownership. So because the security, when we talk about the advantages of the Web 3.0 or the business impact of the Web 3.0, because it offers high security. So the security is something that it offers you a data ownership, because the data which is put on the blockchain will give you more of you can control your own data, you can control your own personal data, and so on and so forth. That gives the customer or an end user more of a ownership, rather than you providing the entire data to somebody else and asking them to control on behalf of customer or you. Then comes with the privacy protection, because anonymity is something that can be provided in blockchain and stuff. Yeah. And coming to the prevent manipulation of data. So how does it help you in performing any manipulation, because the blockchain technology as such will give you the some features of data prevention to the data manipulation. The reason being is every record or every block that has been put on the blockchain has to be verified, and then the block is created, right? It's a chain of blocks, and then every data that is put has been verified, and the ledger has been created. So the data prevention of the data manipulation is one of the security benefits that we get in Web 3.0 using technologies that is being used in Web 3.0. And zero trust is something that is what I talked about, trustless. So everybody has, you don't have somebody to trust you, but everybody who enters into the blockchain should have their own way of providing their identity, and it will not trust anybody who is coming in, but that's where the zero trust comes into picture. And data encryption as a blockchain gives you the features of data encryption mechanisms. So that's where your confidentiality and integrity of the data is maintained by default with the platform that we get. Okay, so having understood what are the security benefits that we get from the 3.0, there are the flip side of it, because it's not that only not all the applications are secure, not all the applications are robust. So it comes with its own security and privacy features or limitations in the web, because more when you have a different technologies that is coming in the market, there are also different crimes which are kind of raising, cyber crimes that are also raising in the market. I just wanted to give you a study of what are the cyber crimes. Now you see that 50% more have been as per the study or as per the survey that has been conducted, it has raised, the cyber crimes has raised 50% more year on year, and annual cost for cyber crime is predicted to exceed 10 trillion by 2025. So which means that the investment that we have to make in terms of protecting or safeguarding our application even becomes more important. Yeah. And more than 14 billion in cryptocurrency was lost to the fraudsters in 2021. So when we are talking blockchain is also kind of had or more of a people have lost their money in the blockchain as well. Yeah. And there are the survey that is conducted recently is what are the security concerns or potential concerns in Web 3.0 was tracking and misuse of the personal data. because when you are using any artificial intelligence, to train that particular artificial intelligence, you need to have some personal data which which should be used. So in such scenarios, that the personal data has been misused, which is up to 55%. And then what is happening is, when you know about somebody, and more on online abuse and cyberbullying is also happening, which is common across, I would say, it was there in Web 3.0, and definitely this is in also continuing in Web 3.0, and also a kind of a metaverse platforms as well. Yeah. And personal safety is something which is also increased, and with all this happening, definitely an impact on mental health, which is really important to understand, because security not only affects your only data, but it also affects your mental and sometimes also physical health, because that's where it's not, the security and privacy is um, meant to protect the human beings and not particularly the data. The reason is the data is all about human beings. Yeah. So these are the security and privacy hacks and crimes that are happening around the world. So let's see what are the security threats that are particularly applicable for Web 3.0. So starting with, there are kind of seven. I have given you seven security threats in Web 3.0. I just want to touch upon each of them. So one is identity related. Yes, we understand that the data that has been put on a blockchain, that has been put in Web 3.0, when this is kind of stolen, then there could be a problem. So I know the identity theft can happen. Data impersonation can also happen, and identity related problems could appear. The data is kind of lost, so somebody can impersonate as you in any of the technology. So that's something which is which is common across Web 3.0, as well as kind of Web 2.0 as well. And data related, so as we say, the data, particularly when we put on a platform of Web 3.0, the manipulation or data loss by the attackers could be possible, because as we've seen in the last slide, that cryptocurrencies were lost of some billion or trillion dollars. So it's a similar way, that when you have a data, because data now in the internet is kind of a gold, I would say, or a diamond. So when you lose such a data, then it probably have many implications on your entire whole chain of whether be it a customer data, be it your personal data or anything. So data related attacks are quite common in the internet world. Yeah. So privacy related concerns are more of when you have a personal data onto the network, and more being providing anything and everything on the Web 3.0 could cause security and privacy concerns, basically, because not everybody is aware of what data is required on the internet. Yeah, what data is needed on the web, which needs to be protected, because we usually tend to give more data, because we do not give a thought about what is really needed when we are actually trying to fill a form. For example, when I try to fill a form, I there are some mandatory and some are not mandatory, and by default they will ask you to fill everything. But what happens when why is that needed? Why they are collecting such data? So such thought process is not there. When we give all the information, then there could be a problem with regards to privacy. Yeah. Then network related. The major crux of the Web 3.0 is basically to all the machines are connected. Okay, machine to phones are connected. Machine to everything is connected now with the 3.0. So when adversaries attack the network, yeah, when the machines attack an IoT device, yeah, in such a place, then definitely security threats like malwares and all those things pass through over the network, and there could be a serious network related attacks like DOS and other stuff. Okay. So economy and related attacks is basically, as we talked about in the previous slide, the cryptocurrencies, because now um, um, with Web 3.0, we also make the online transaction. We also make financial transactions in blockchain, particularly. So there are kind of threats or attacks that are continuously happening, on these technologies, because why an attacker? What is the motivation of attacker? Definitely, he wants money, or it can be due to the fame, or he wants to trouble someone. So majority of the cases is to steal money. That's where economy related attacks are quite common. And physical and social effects, definitely when you lose your data, then you are probably, they can also penetrate into your personal life sometimes, and definitely your mental well-being is definitely disturbed. Yeah. Then governance related, when we have such a technologies, when your data is going around the world, be it a customer data, or be it your own data, or be it your personal data. So there are each country has its own regulatory laws, that is applicable. So still the laws for each of the country or region is particularly not so well established to cope up with these Web 3.0 technologies. That's where we see that there could be kind of governance related issues as well, and a lot of regulatory laws has to come into picture when we are dealing with Web 3.0, or be the industry level, industry wise laws, because Web 3.0 is not, but it can serve to any industry, be it a pharmaceutical, banking industry, or a government sector. So we need to have different laws and regulations which are still needs to be worked upon, and common terms has to come into picture. Yeah. So this is mostly an important slide which I wanted to focus on, and then slightly more of a what could be the possible mitigations. I would not say these are the complete list of possible mitigations that could happen, but yeah, definitely one thing is, when you design anything, keep security in mind. That's where I'm going to talk about that. How can we enforce? I'll just show you about a short video about that. How can we enforce something when we are talking about designing with security in mind, with security mindset, and then use proper blockchain technology, because that is a fundamental technology that is being used in the blockchain. So blockchain networks could be a public blockchain and a private blockchain. When you are joining up a private blockchain, you need to understand what is the purpose of those blockchains and other stuff. So utilize attack prevention techniques always. When you create an app, when you have an AI technologies, or when you have IoT technology, try to prevent as much as prevention techniques rather than detection and mitigation techniques. That's more important. Yeah. Independently audit smart contracts, because when you execute a contract, because a certain code would have been used or created in performing the smart contracts. Yeah. So when you actually execute the contract, or exit the contract is made, and you need to audit that particular code, because any change in the code, or any possible vulnerability in the code could also create a lot of problems for you in the contracts as well. So these are kind of small kind of possible mitigations to have it. So how the DevSecOps can help you, because DevSecOps is something which is always a mindset. Yeah, mindset is which is really important to consider for each and every topic when we are dealing with things. I just want to play a short video about DevSecOps. I would say it's the mindset, how Mumbai police has implemented kind of no honk, because everybody in the city was honking, and how do you stop that? So why I'm showing this video is, this is related to the mindset where we are talking about the DevSecOps. Yeah. So I hope the audio would also be visible, audible here. So, I mean, hope you have enjoyed the video. So this is to just show you the mindset, because when you have certain things in place, you need to when you have DevSecOps or DevSecOps is more of a culture, and along with some security tools, for code scans or anything, it can help you to detect all most of the security issues, or early in your development life cycle, rather than kind of prevent doing fixing post release or something. So this is what I wanted to talk about in today's presentation. I hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, thank you.